when solving an equation that contains a square root, step one is to get a square root alone on one side. In this case, the square root has already been moved to one side by itself. So the next thing I want to do is square both sides. In squaring both sides, I'm going to need to FOIL the left side. And when I square the square root, it removes the square root, leaving me with negative 5x plus 44. So let's FOIL this together. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4, negative 4x. Inside, x times negative 4, negative 4x. And last times last, negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Next, I'm hoping to factor as my strategy to finish solving. And if I'm going to factor, I need to move all the terms to one side equal to 0. When I'm making the decision whether to move things to the right or to the left, I really want the number in front of x squared to be positive. And currently it is positive 1x squared. So I really like where the x squared is right now. So I'm going to move both of these terms to the left by adding 5x and subtracting 44. Okay, so we have x squared, negative 4x makes negative 8x, plus 5x gets me to negative 3x, and then 16 minus 44 is negative 28. I'm ready to factor, so thinking of two numbers that multiply together to get negative 28 and add up to negative 3, that is negative 7 and positive 4. So we have this factored. Using the zero property, if two things multiply together to get 0, the only way that happens is if one of them is 0. So let's find the numbers that make each of these factors 0. So I'm going to set each piece equal to 0. X minus 7 equals 0. Add 7, I get 7. X plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 4, and I get negative 4. However, danger. If your original equation has a variable underneath an even root, then checking your solutions is not optional. Now for time's sake, I'm just going to remove the other side so that you can see that I have checked these solutions. Going back into my original equation, I replaced the x's with 7, so 7 in for that one, 7 here. Simplifying, 7 minus 4 is 3. Negative 5 multiplied by 7, adding 44 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So substituting 7 led to a true statement, so we are going to keep 7. But now let's plug in negative 4. So if I substitute negative 4 in for x, negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. When I multiply negative 5 times negative 4, I get 20. Plus 44, I get 64. The square root of 64 is 8. And negative 8 does not equal 8. It's a false statement. So if I substitute in negative 4 and it leads to a false statement, that means that I need to throw out negative 4. So I'm going to throw out this solution. It's known as an extraneous solution. So my final answer to this equation is x equals 7.